Shalom, the water of our Barakatah, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Hashem Chawadash. Double honors to my leaders, the apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the whole elect. I'm the brother Lakamah, back again, doing the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Lord willing, this lesson be edifying. It's the book of Psalm, chapter 2, verse 6, reads, "Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion." That king is our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. And Zion represents Israel. And Israel, the nation of Israel, consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. And our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, his kingdom will soon be established on earth in the near future. Reading on, I will declare the decree. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possessions. This is the future of the Israelites. Rulership, the kingdom of heaven. A righteous kingdom will be established, and the heathens, which are our enemies, starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, will be under the Israelites' feet. Our King, our Lord and Savior Yahushua, will receive the kingdom of heaven along with his elect. Lord willing, with the elect, we're going to inherit the heathen in the uttermost parts of the earth for our possession. It's Romans chapter 8, verse 16. It reads, "The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are children of God." So the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, everything from the curses, the characteristics, you name it, applies to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. We are the children of Israel. And if children, then heirs of God, and joint heirs with Yahushua. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. Starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, the elect are going to be joint heirs with Yahushua Hamashiach. They're going to receive the inheritance our Lord Yahushua receives. Lord willing, with the elect, if we endure unto the end, we're going to receive the inheritance of the heathen and the utmost parts of the earth, and much more. But it's not going to be easy. Reading on, so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. So in order to receive this inheritance, in order to become kings and priests and rulers of the earth, in order to become gods, we have to suffer with our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. We have to go through all the trials, the tribulations. We have to catch all the hell to receive that beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. Those that endure to the end going to be the ones that be saved. Those that endure and overcome going to be the ones that be glorified with Yahushua Mashiach. Read on, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So what's to come in the future won't be, what we go through now won't be compared to what's to come in the future, because this is just a light affliction. But the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, are going to be glorified, going to be beautified, going to be exalted, immortal gods, immortal beings, and rulers of the universe. Psalm chapter 2, verse 9, thou shalt break them with the rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. So the kingdom of heaven, the next rulership to come, is going to be a violent rulership for you heathen nations, starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white men. We're going to execute judgment upon you devils, because you have to pay for what you have done to the Lord's people. You touched the wrong people. You touched the children of Israel, God's chosen people. Therefore, you must pay. And you're going to have to pay in blood. We're going to break you heathens with the rod of iron. We're going to shed your blood with the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in us. Scriptures tell you that he's going to put his anger in us. So the anger we have now towards you devils, it's not compared to the Lord's anger. You see, the Lord's going to put his anger in us, and you're going to feel the pain in the near future. We're going to break you in pieces like the potter's vessel. You're going to break like clay pots. We're going to annihilate you. We're going to destroy you every chance we get in the kingdom of heaven. And it's a righteous thing for these things to happen to you heathens. Psalm chapter 2, verse 25, it reads, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. What do we have? We have this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is all we got. This is our hope. This is what we trust in. So we must hold on to it. We must endure until the end. We must go through all the trials, tribulations, and the obstacles that come our way. We must hold on tight until this knowledge. Scriptures tell you knowledge, wisdom shall be the stability of our times, the strength of salvation. So this is our strength, this word. Reading on, he that overcometh will keep my works unto the end. To him will I give power over the nations. So those that overcome, those that endure to the last day, those that be faithful to Yahweh Shem Yahushua unto death are going to receive a crown of life, are going to receive power, dominion, strength over the nations. We're going to be given authority over the heathen nations, and it's going to be a great power, because these heathens are going to be under gods in the kingdom of heaven. we're going to be immortal, so they're going to be in great fear. They're going to obey us, and if they don't, they're going to be put to death. But those that endure to the end, this is part of the blessing. Having rulership, having power over the heathens. And he shall rule them with the rod of iron. We're going to rule the nations with the rod of iron. Backing up Psalms 2nd chapter. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. So we're going to break you heathens into pieces like a potter's vessel, which is a clay pot. Even as I received of my Father. See how Psalms 2 says, ask of me and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance. We're going to be joint ears with Yahweh. This is Psalm chapter 149, verse 4 for the Lord. Shall take a pleasure in his people, who the Lord's people, the Israelites. We read about that in Joel 3. The Lord's people are the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Along with the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. So the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. We are special people unto the Lord. We are his chosen. He chose us to be a people above all nations. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Scriptures tell you in 1 Corinthians 15 chapter, it says that the corruptible must put on incorruption. So we're going to be changed from these feeble, weak, perishable bodies into immortal, angelic bodies. We're going to be like Super Saiyan. We're going to be far greater than Super Saiyans. We're going to be gods. He will beautify the meek with salvation. The meek are the Israelites. We're the lowly. We're the humble. We're the minority. But the Lord's going to beautify us with salvation. He's going to save the elect from the destruction that's coming to Esau, Edom's kingdom. And he's going to beautify his elect, Lord willing, with the elect. Be joyful and glory, who are the saints, 148, 14, the Israelites. Let the saints be joyful and glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. This was coming in the near future. We're going to be giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Shah daily, every chance we get, for the deliverance, for him establishing the kingdom of heaven, for him making our enemies our footstool. Let the high praises of Yahweh Shem Shah power be in their mouth, which is the word, and the two-edged sword in their hand. What we're going to do with that two-edged sword? To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people. As I mentioned, we're going to be shedding you heathens' blood. And this is all the vengeance of Yahweh Shem Shah. The Lord is going to bring recompense upon you heathens for what you have done to his people. And I love swords. So I'm going to be putting these swords to use in the kingdom of heaven on you heathens. Especially Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. We're going to punish you in the kingdom of heaven. Because the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of the Israelites, is going to be a paradise for the Israelites. But for Esau, Edom, it's going to be a hell. It's going to be torture, torments. It's going to be bloodshed for you Edomites. to bind their kings with chains and nobles with fetters of iron. So the leaders of today, the rulers of the earth, the banking families, and everyone that's under them, they're going to be bound and they're going to be shackled. Fetters of iron chains are going to be around their neck, around their hands and their feet. Why? Because you're going to be our slaves. You're going to be our servants, our handmaids, men and women. You're going to belong to us to execute upon them the judgment written. This is the judgment that's written in the Holy Scriptures. Vengeance to the heathen, captivity, bloodshed, righteous justice for the Israelites. This is the judgment. You heathens are going to have to pay for what you have done to the nation of Israel. This honor have all his saints, which are the Israelites. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. You heathen nations are in for a rude awakening. It's Amos chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. This was coming in the near future. The house of David being established, being exalted, being raised up to the highest level, being built as the days of old. It's going to be a beautiful kingdom. We had our time during the time of King David, King Solomon, when they reigned. But it's going to be far more greater than that. It's going to be a beautiful, everlasting kingdom. It's going to be forever and ever. That they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem that do it. So the heathen, stone, Esau, Edom, we're going to possess you, meaning you're going to be ours. We're going to own you. You're going to be our property. And all the heathen, because all our enemies are going to be under us. They're going to be our footstool. And this is Yahweh Ba'ashem that will do these things. Vengeance is coming upon the heathen nations. We're going to possess the remnant of the heathen. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You Hamites, you so-called Africans. You Ishmaelites, you so-called Arabs. You Elamites, you so-called East Indians. You Moabites, so-called Chinese. You Ammonites, you so-called Japanese. The list goes on, you heathens. You're going to be under our feet. You're going to be our possession. And this is Yahweh Ba'ashem that do this. It's Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2. And the people shall take them. The people is talking about the Israelites, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, the 144,000, along with the great multitude of men, women, and children. The people shall take them. Them is referring to heathen nations, and bring them to their place, which is the land of Israel. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem for servants and handmaids. It's backing up Amos 9:11. We're going to possess the heathen. We're going to take them back home with us to our land for servants and handmaids, which are slaves. You're going to be in captivity in the kingdom of heaven. And they shall take them captives who captains they were. We're going to take those who had us in captivity. They're going to be our captives. We were your captives. We were your slaves in your rulership. Guess what? You're going to have to be our slaves in the kingdom of heaven. And they shall rule over their oppressors. And all these heathen nations played a part in our downfall. But guess what? Recompense is coming. The Lord says he's going to put, let's get that real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shah, that God will put all these curses upon our enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So Yahweh Shem Shah, the God of the Israelites, the God of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, He's going to put the curses, all the curses that He put on us, upon our enemies, which are the heathen nations. Those that hate us, the curse is going to be put upon you. What's part of the curses? Slavery. This is the fate, this is the destiny, this is the future for you heathen nations. Captivity. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 16, therefore all day that devour thee shall be devoured, all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And the heathen nations, they are our adversaries. They devoured us. They are enemies. But guess what? All that devoured thee shall be devoured. All thy adversaries are enemies. Every one of them. All the heathen nations are going into captivity. They're going into slavery. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. We're going to take the forces of the Gentiles. We're going to take all your wealth, all your resources. Tells you that Isaiah 60 and start verse 10 on down. And all that pray upon thee will I give will pray. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, say Yahweh Shem Shah. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. So the Lord is going to restore us. He's going to bring back the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Once again, He's going to change us into gods. He's going to heal us of our wounds. There ain't going to be no more pain and suffering, no more crying, no more dying. Death is going to be swallowed up in victory. We're not going to be called the outcasts anymore. We're not going to be looked at as the bottom of the bottom. The Lord is going to exhort us. Real quick. It's Isaiah chapter 60, verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and the king shall minister unto thee. So the sons of strangers are going to the heathens, our enemies. They're going to build up our kingdom from the bottom to the top. They're going to build it from scratch. And the king shall minister unto thee. Yes, starting with your elite banking families, your rulers of the earth. You're going to be the first ones to be in captivity in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to serve us. Minister means to serve. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. And we brought the Lord to wrath. We brought Him to anger. Therefore He had to chastise us. He punished us, put curses on us, but His love for us endure forever. So He's going to have favor upon us, and He's going to have mercy on us. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. Hebrew word for forces is hayal. You see the strength, might, efficiency, wealth. That's the point, wealth. We're going to bring the wealth of the Gentiles. The Gentiles are you heathen nations. That's why it says we're going to spoil you. Those that spoiled thee, we're going to spoil you. Those that spoiled us, we're going to spoil you. We're going to take back what belongs to us. Read on that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. You're going to be put to death if you don't abide by the Lord's statutes, commandments. If you don't obey us, you're going to be put to death. We're going to shed your blood. We're going to destroy you. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. You're going to be utterly destroyed for disobeying the Lord's people, for disobeying Yahweh Shem Shah. Let's go back. Jeremiah 30, finishing on, 16. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee are give for prayer. And we're the number one prey on the earth right now. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, plans different schemes, plots, and devices to destroy us as a people. But guess what? Payback is coming back. Payback is coming. It's Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Going into the spiritual ear. Only the elect is going to hear these words of Yahweh Shem Shah with a spiritual ear. He that lead into captivity shall go into captivity. Who led us into captivity? The heathen. So they're going into captivity. He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, was blessed with the sword. Our forefather Isaac. Genesis 27 chapter 38 verse on down. He was blessed with the fatness of the earth and the sword. That sword is his weaponry. That's how he go around taking and conquering. Through his weaponry, through his sword. But guess what? He must be killed with the sword. This is the payback. This is the recompense. Man's going to reap what he sowed. This is what Esau, Edom is going to reap. Captivity. Death. So he that lead into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. This is our patience. This is what we wait for. This is the patience of the saints of the Israelites. What's that? Zephaniah 3 and 8. Zephaniah 3 verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, say Yahweh Shem Shah. So wait upon Yahweh Shem Shah. Be patient, suffer. To the day he come, to the day that I rise up to the prey, which are the heathens. My determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. This is the plan of Yahweh Shem Shah. This is what he decides to do. To gather the nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat and destroy them. To destroy Esau, Edom kingdom, and establish the kingdom of heaven. To pour upon his righteous indignation, his righteous anger upon the heathen. This is the decision of Yahweh Shem Shah, to bring forth his fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. This earth is going to be devoured in the fire of Yahweh Shem Shah. Well, this world, I should say, Salakia, this age, Esau, Edom, because the earth abideth forever. But Esau, Edom rulership is going to be devoured by fire and brimstone. Why? Because you touched his women. His woman is the nation of Israel. So this is the payback. This is the recompense for you heathens. With that being said, Shalom.